Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a get to know me type of video because I actually haven't done one of these videos on my channel, and I've been posting videos on YouTube for over a year now, and I feel like y'all probably don't really know me that well. So I am going to do the get to know me tag, and it's really just a set of, let's see, how many questions is it? 30 questions. Just kind of random questions about me, about my life, that I am going to answer so that you guys can hopefully just get to know some new things about me that you probably didn't already know. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first question is, what is your middle name? My middle name is Rose. Next question, what is your favorite color? This is a hard question. I kind of have a lot of favorite colors. For a while, my favorite color was like teal and like aqua blue. Still one of my favorites. I also really like red and just different shades of red, like burgundy, and like even like fuchsia and magenta type colors. Like I like those really rich red colors. Number 3, who was your first best friend? Probably my sister, because she's 4 years older than me, so I've known her my entire life. So that would probably have to be my first best friend. Question number 4, how tall are you? This might surprise you guys because I mean, when I film videos you can't tell, but I'm actually super short. I'm about 4'10", I think. That's what I say. I think it's more like 4'9" 3/4. Yeah, I'm really short. Number 5, cats or dogs? Both. I would have to say, like, personality-wise, I definitely identify with cats more. I just love cats, but I love dogs too. I love them all. I love all animals. I mean, this is a cruelty-free channel, so obviously I love animals, but yeah, it's always hard to answer that question. Number 6, funniest moment throughout school. Ooh. I didn't even read these questions before I started answering them, so these are like really candid answers. I have a funny / pretty embarrassing moment. When I was in like 3rd grade, I was in like the after school program at my school. I mean, it's just like for the kids that needed to stay after school because their parents couldn't pick them up until later. Anyway, so we would normally do like various activities during after school, and one day we went outside and I think one of the boys like disrupted somehow a yellow jacket nest. I think he like stuck a stick in like a yellow jacket nest. And so they were swarming everywhere, and for some reason I was the one who got stung the most. I got stung like 5 times, and luckily I'm not allergic to bee stings or yellow jacket stings or anything like that, thank goodness, because that would have been really bad. And none of the other kids who got stung were allergic either, so that was good. But, I mean, I was like 8 or 9 years old, maybe even younger, I don't remember exactly. But we went back inside, and I guess there was a yellow jacket in my shirt, and the teacher, there were probably like 8 or 10 kids who were like in the after school program, and one of the teachers just took my shirt off. She was like, we have to take your shirt off. And this was like, I mean, I was young, like this was before the age where I was like wearing a bra, but like I was still old enough to know that like that's embarrassing. Like you don't just, as a girl, like you don't just want your shirt to be off in front of everyone. And they were like, we have to take your shirt off, like, we just have to. And so they did it in front of everyone, and I was like, I'm fine, like, can we just, like, go in the bathroom or something? And they would just, like, left me standing there, and they went to, like, get a sheet to put around me, but I felt like I was standing there for, like, forever without my shirt on, and everyone was just staring, and it was so awkward and so embarrassing. Looking back, I mean, I guess it's kind of funny, but, yeah, I just can't believe that happened, like, what? Anyway. That was kind of a funny moment. Number 7, how many countries have you visited? Sadly, I have only visited the country that I live in, which is the United States. I have never been out of the country, but that's going to change soon. I actually just started the process to get my passport, so thinking gonna do some traveling pretty soon. I'm really excited. But I definitely want to go to Canada soon. One time I went on a road trip with a couple of my friends, and we like drove across the country. So I've been to a lot of US states, and we were driving back home. We live in Georgia. We were driving back home, and part of the trip back we were basically driving like almost on the Mexican-US border. It was cool. Like, I was like looking at a map. I wasn't the one driving at this point in time, and I was like looking at the map on my phone, and like the little blue dot was like on the border, and it was the coolest thing ever, because I was like, oh my god, like I'm looking to my right and like looking at Mexico. And we actually almost accidentally crossed into Mexico, which I kind of was secretly hoping that we would, but that probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But anyway, so I've almost kind of sort of been to Mexico, but not really. But I'm planning to travel. I really want to go to Spain. I minored in Spanish in college, so I am semi-proficient in Spanish, definitely not anywhere near fluent, but I would really like to travel to a Spanish-speaking country because I want to be able to improve my Spanish. So anyway, number 8, are you in or have you gone to college? Kind of already answered this. I did go to college. I went to the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. We actually just won the SEC championship, in case anyone was following that. And I actually just graduated in May of this year. Number 9, what was your favorite / worst subject in high school? So my favorite subject, I kind of liked all subjects, and weirdly, I don't know why. I was kind of a nerd in high school, so I liked everything. But probably my favorite would have been band. I know it's not like, that's more of an extracurricular subject, but it was a class that I had, and I was a huge band nerd in high school. It was like pretty much the only thing I did. So band / music would have been my favorite subject, and then worst subject, probably, gosh, I did not do well in chemistry. I took regular chemistry and then I took AP chemistry. I don't know why I took both. And AP was just awful. The whole class did horribly on the AP exam. Like, I got a 1 on the AP exam, which is like the worst you can do. 1 out of like 5, so it wasn't like 1 out of 100 or anything like that, but it was like, yeah, I did very poorly on that. Yeah, chemistry, ugh. Number 10, what is your favorite drink? Coffee. I drink coffee pretty much every day. It's so comforting for some reason. I just love it. Number 11, what is your favorite animal? All of them. I think I have some favorite animals that most people probably don't really think about, but I love farmed animals like pigs and cows and chickens and turkeys. They are so much more intelligent than we realize, and I just feel like in our society those are the animals that we see the least and pay attention to the least, sadly. I mean, I've personally met some just amazing and gentle farm animals at like a local sanctuary, and I wish more people would think about those animals, because they really are truly beautiful, just as beautiful as dogs and cats. Number 12, what is your favorite perfume? I don't really wear perfume a ton, but I do really like the Pacifica Sandalwood scented perfume. I would like to get into more perfume, but it's just like not something I really think about that much. Number 13 says tea or coffee. Coffee, but I do like tea too. Whenever I'm not really in the mood for coffee, or if I've already had coffee, I like to drink tea, because if I have too much coffee, I get like really jittery and anxious. So I kind of have to like be careful about that. But yeah, tea is good. Coffee would be my number 1 favorite though. Number 14 says, what would you or have you named your children? I don't have any children of my own at this point in my life. Probably won't for a while. I think about this a lot. I actually am really picky about names. There are a lot of names that I really don't like that are popular. I'm actually highly opinionated on this topic, but I don't want to offend anyone, so I'm not gonna say any names that I don't like. But I really like names that are like classic and timeless. Names that just kind of don't really get old. I don't mean like grandma sounding names. Like, I wouldn't name my daughter Gertrude. But I like names like Claire, Jane. What are some other ones? I like the name Emma. That's actually my sister's name, but that's a really pretty name. Just names like that. Classic names, kind of shorter names. Definitely a name that isn't like confusing to spell, because sometimes people try to get creative with like how they spell their kid's name. And that is like one of my number one pet peeves, because that poor kid has to go through their entire life telling everyone how to spell their name, because it's like, oh, it's, you know, not the normal way that you spell it. The purpose of a name is to identify someone, not to make their life complicated. So anyway, that's the end of that rant. But anyway, what sports do you play / have you played? Does marching band count? That's pretty much the only sport I played. I kind of wish I had played sports, but I just wasn't a sporty kid. Number 16 says, what is your favorite book? Gosh, I know this is really basic, but I do really like the book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Such a good book. And let's see. I don't know if I actually don't know if I have a favorite book, but I mean, I have a lot of books that I like. I really liked Wuthering Heights. It's been a while since I read it, though. I need to reread that. I really like kind of like self-help books, or that's what they're called. It's kind of I don't really like that term, but I recently read The Four Agreements, which is a really interesting book. It definitely left me with a lot of questions, but it really made me think too, so that was a good one. But yeah, those are a few. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Oh man, that's a tough question, because I don't want to leave anyone out, because I have a lot of favorites, and I like I said, I'm answering these questions kind of off the top of my head, so I don't want to leave anyone out, but I'll just go ahead and say my top 2 favorites, because like these are the 2 that I pretty much watch like every video they post, even if it's a topic that doesn't really interest me that much. But my 2 favorites would have to be Emily Noel 83. She is like number 1 always. Like, she was the first YouTuber I ever watched, and I just get a little emotional sometimes when I think about her, because she's just such a beautiful person, and oh man, I love her. And my other favorite would be Jam Beauty 89 or Jessica Braun. Both of those are like my top 2 favorites. There are so many others that I love, but I'll just leave it at that for now. Number 18, what is your favorite movie? Oh, okay, this is kind of weird, but I actually don't like movies very much. I know that's probably sounds crazy. It's not that I don't like some movies, but I'm pretty picky about what movies I like to watch. It's really hard for a movie to like catch my attention and like hold my attention for an entire like hour and a half. It has to be something really good or really funny. My favorite movie growing up was My Neighbor Totoro. It's like a Studio Ghibli film, and it's pretty well known now, but yeah, that was my favorite movie growing up. Napoleon Dynamite gets me every time. I love that one. I know you're probably like, what? Like, but Napoleon Dynamite cracks me up. It's really dumb humor, which I'm kind of ashamed to say that I really like that movie, but oh my gosh, it's so funny. Number 19, are you single or taken? Ooh, this is juicy. I am single, very single. And you know, to be honest, I kind of like it that way. I have some friends who've gotten married recently, and I definitely want to get married someday, but I'm not in a hurry at all. I feel like right now, I mean, I'm 23 years old. I kind of like having freedom right now. Like, I feel like now is a good time to not have another person that I have to think about when I make decisions, which I know that might sound kind of selfish to some people, but I'm a really independent person. Eventually, you know, I'll find the person that I want to be with and that I want to settle down with, but for now, I'm happy being single. Number 20 says, what's your idea of an ideal first date? Ooh, these questions are getting romantic. Gosh, I mean, I don't know, I'm not too picky. Like, something outdoors, I guess, like hiking, or I don't know though, for a first date, like, I might rather do something like just go out to eat, or like something like that, because I don't want to like go hiking with someone, because that's kind of a long time to be with that person, and if it ends up being like really awful or awkward, or you just don't feel comfortable with the person for whatever reason, like, you're kind of like on your own with them outside, like, so I don't know, maybe not hiking. That would be like a good like second or third date, but first date, I mean, I don't know, just something simple like dinner. I know that's boring, but how many girlfriends / boyfriends have you had? I'm not gonna count anything before high school, because that doesn't count. But probably, wait, let me count. I think I've had 4 boyfriends. 23, do you speak any different languages and how well? Like I said, I did minor in Spanish. I have taken many Spanish classes, so I can communicate in Spanish. It's not always great, but I can at least, you know, form sentences, and I could probably get by, you know, in a Spanish-speaking country, but I would like to get better at it. Number 24, do you have any siblings? Yes, I do have one older sister. Number 25, how would you describe your fashion sense? I do most of my clothes shopping at like thrift stores and consignment stores like Plato's Closet and stuff like that. So I just wear what I like. I don't know. My fashion sense is pretty feminine. I like some kind of more like vintage styles. I have like, I'm looking at my closet right now. I love wearing scarves in the fall and winter. Like, fall and winter fashion is the best. But, yeah, I don't know. Feminine, classic styles. I don't even know how to answer that. But anyway, number 26, what is your favorite restaurant? All of my favorite restaurants are local. I really like Ethiopian food. We have an Ethiopian restaurant, like, right down the street from me, and it is so good. Oh my gosh. If you haven't tried Ethiopian food, you need to. What are some of your favorite TV shows? I love Friends. Friends is probably like my all-time favorite. It's like soul food. I just love watching Friends. And I love Seinfeld. What other shows do I like? I don't really watch a lot of TV. I like shows on HGTV. Like, I really like decorating shows, like interior decorating type shows, but most of it's on HGTV right now is like kind of more like construction and renovation, which is fun. I wish there were more decorating shows on there still, but I do still like watching HGTV. PC or Mac? I have a Mac, and I probably will never go back. And that rhymed. What phone do you have? I have an iPhone 5S. Still. I know. And number 30, tell us one of your bad habits. I have a really bad habit of, this is probably gross to some of you, but doing this. Like, I always like chew like the inside of my mouth. I've been doing it like forever. It's a nervous habit. I do it more when I'm like in deep thought, or if I'm nervous about something or I'm really thinking about something. But yeah, it's a bad habit. I need to stop, but I don't know if I ever will, because it's like, it's harder to stop doing that than say like biting your nails or something else, because like it's like right there, like it's just like an automatic response. I've tried like chewing gum and that didn't really help. So I don't know. I know it's a bad habit. I don't know if I'll ever stop doing it, but there you go. So anyway, I hope that was a fun video for you guys to watch. I hope you learned something new about me. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. I mostly do beauty videos, but occasionally I will do something fun like this. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.